Hey guys, welcome back to Teammate. Now, it's been a while since I've done any kind of Monster Hunter World video, just a bit of a break from that, but I'd like to kind of do a state of the update, or a state of the game update rather, and address some of the newer changes that's been happening in Monster Hunter World, at least the PC version, that is. Now, first and foremost, what I want to get out of the way is there are still, despite the patch being sent out, there are still people who are contacting me with performance issues, saying that, I'm still having CPU usage issues and my game can't really run properly. Now, to my knowledge, I don't believe Capcom is going to release another patch addressing this, because I believe on their end they've done what they can. Of course, you're gonna say, perhaps they could have optimized, perhaps they could have done something better a little bit with the game to make it run smoother. But in reality, I think they've reached the extent of what they can do on their end anyways. So I thought for some of you who are still experiencing high CPU usage, even after frame caps, after the suggested things in my last video, there's one more little option that I'd like you to do. So what we can do, and to me it didn't change a whole lot, but what you can do is you can find your Monster Hunter World exe file in your Steam folder, and once you find that, you can add it to an exception list, exception or exclusion list for a no scan on your antivirus. So be it, I don't know, Bitdefender, Avast, Kaspersky, or just Windows Defender. If you add Monster Hunter exe to that list for the no scan exceptions, then it's said that it'll save maybe 10% of your CPU usage. It'll kind of like cut it off a little bit. Now, when I tried this, to be honest, I didn't feel to make a video on it because I didn't find it made a whole lot of difference. Maybe up to 10%, but not a whole lot for me to actually notice it and actually need to use it. Now, there's another thing. I know people have been complaining about game crashes. Now, Capcom suggests that in order to cut down on the game crashes, I still get them every now and then, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'll touch with that later on. But for those of you who've been having frequent game crashes, Capcom asks that you add all the folders and the files to the no scan list, not just the .exe, and that has helped some people. Now, I know there's still going to be people with issues. For example, I still crash. It's not something that happens daily, but it's something that happens every now and then. Like yesterday when I was playing, it might have happened once or twice. And it's usually at the end of a quest. I don't know what it is that triggers it, but I can tell you right now, it's not for everybody. It's not happening to everybody. And hopefully it's not happening frequently enough for you to have it as an issue. Now, with the performance issues out of the way, we're going to get to the actual, I'm going to say the content portion of the video. So, Monster Hunter World has been doing pretty good with their updates and adding additional bosses, additional features to the game. So, coming up, I'd like to talk about a couple of the newer things that were just added, as well as the stuff coming. So, in February, notably, I liked the addition of Rajang. Now, for those of you who don't know who Rajang is or what kind of boss Rajang is, he's just kind of a basic aggressive ape, like a giant ape, really. And he's one of the OGs, call him, because he was back in the day of the PlayStation Portable. That's the first time I saw him anyways, on the Freedom Unite game for PSP. And no, it's really nice to see like an older boss, older monster in some of the newer games. Kind of refreshing. To an extent, I wish they brought back more, but I hope that they will eventually, further and further as the game progresses. I hope they'll bring on Congalala and Daemon Hermitor and Shogun Senator. Those guys were kind of the OGs. Now, as far as content updates goes, this March we had a few additions here. We had Safi Jiva being added, which is basically like the adult or mature form of Xenojiva, which in itself was pretty cool. Stygian Zenogre was also added. Now that's pretty neat as well. It's kind of like a variant Zenogre. I haven't fought him yet, but I'm looking forward to it. They've also added an extra region, the Tundra region, which is kind of an addition to the Hoarfrost region that was added with Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Now, in April, so the coming month here, we're going to be seeing a few changes and a few updates. Now, firstly, there's going to be another new variant monster, so it's going to be the Raging Brachydios, and there's going to be an addition of another variant monster, and it's going to be the Furious Rajang. I'm pretty excited about that, but they're also adding cosmetic upgrades. So for those of you who actually care about it, they're going to be adding layered weapons. So we all know what layered armor is. For those of you who don't, it's basically just a skin that kind of goes over top your armor, so that even though you might have mix-matched certain different pieces from different armor to get skills, like the proper skills that you want, the layered armor just covers all that up with a nice gear, or a nice looking armor set as a cosmetic skin to kind of cover up all those weird odd parts on your character when you're trying to just go for skills in a armor set. Now, they're doing that for weapons, whether or not you're a fan of it. It is what it is. People are just going to have layered weapons from now on. If you have a weapon that's really goofy looking, sure, why not? But I've never had any issues with it personally. And later on in the same month of April, we're going to be having Arc-Tempered Nemiel and Kulve Teroth, but the Master Rank version. So now I hope what this means is that they'll also have Master Rank version of Kulve Teroth's weapons. So I'm hoping that they're like Rarity 12 or Rarity 11 weapons that are kind of an upgrade from the last time when you fought him, and you're able to get his many different weapons, I should say. So I'm looking forward to seeing some decent weapons. Hopefully they have good damage outputs and or good status effects, and that would be pretty great. Additionally, they're going to be adding another set of layered weapons. I guess just more cosmetic options really for your weapons, as well as they'll be adding, or they'll be celebrating, I should say, some Astera Spring Blossom Fest and the Celiana Full Bloom Fest, which must be kind of like just like an event like the Celestial event that we had not long ago, and the Holiday Joy Fest. I guess more of a seasonal thing, which is pretty neat. They keep it up to date like that. I can appreciate it. But the last bit, now some of you may have already seen it on YouTube, but they added a trailer on YouTube not long ago for the new monster, who is Alatreon. And it's basically, it's obviously a fire element boss. It's going to be a fire element boss. Kind of reminds me of Teostra a bit, the color scheme, but it looks more like a dragon, of course. Now, that's going to be pretty neat as well. I hope it has some good gear. But other than that, not much else to say yet. I can't comment on too much else. For those of you who are still having performance issues, by all means, please let me know. I'll try to work them out with you. If I can, that is. I'll try to suggest whatever options might be possible for you to kind of increase your performance with the game. Now, in the midst of all this COVID-19 hysteria, alright, I do hope that you guys are staying safe. Of course, it may be cliche for me to say it, but use your social distancing. It does go a long way in the spread of a pandemic. Instead of having a quick pandemic with high mortality rates, we can extend it and have a slower pandemic with lower mortality rates just by doing social distancing, of course, washing your hands, basic stuff like that. But enough of that. I hope you guys aren't taking it too morbidly, the situation that's going on in the world right now. We've got plenty of games to play, of course, and this new few updates for Monster Hunter World Iceborne will probably hold you down for a little bit as well. that said, if you guys do like what you saw today, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. That's about it. Take her easy.